My name's Martin. This is where I live and work. This is a houseboat named Moonshine. I am currently editing the video that you are watching right now. I typically sit on my front porch either in my hammock or my hammock swing, and I go through all the videos that I got over the last week and I make a new video. In this video you're about to watch, we are going to launch my buddy's houseboat because they got all the exterior work done. So we're going to put it on the water. We're going to run it back to the marina, and I'm going to show you not only the houseboat that they're working on, but also the other houseboat that they're going to start working on when they're done. So you're going to get both of those, interior and exterior. Let's get right onto the video. It's a pretty cool one. River let me sleep in about a half an hour, so it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna drop off the big battery to be charged this morning on the sailboat. We're gonna run river to the beach. We're gonna come back and make coffee, and I'm gonna sit around and do nothing all morning. Just kidding, I gotta edit a video that's going out tomorrow or the next day. He always runs right on my seat after I say, "Oh, look at you." What a jerk. Well, you stopped panting, didn't you? Alright, let's go swimming.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. But I can write a song. I belong, you belong in my sweet home. I belong, you belong in my sweet home.
Now my intent is to basically wear River out by playing fetch and running him around this creek, which we do, and I'm taking him back to the houseboat because the air conditioner is running on it. When we get there, right next to us on the beach is a venomous snake eating another venomous snake. Kind of crazy how it's happening right next to the boat, but I took some time and recorded the whole thing, and I'll add some footage at the end of the video to show you getting this thing down, how hungry it was, the fact that it filled its entire belly, and look at Cricket can smell it from the inside. She can smell it. See how her hair is all puffed up? She can smell it. Out there. Look at her. Look at her smelling. They eat their own. I mean, they eat their own, and to be honest, it doesn't look like the small. Look at the tail size. It doesn't look like it's much smaller of a snake. They kind of look like they were about the same size. One of the main reasons why people who live right around here do not live on the water is because of these snakes. if you're anywhere near the shore, you're going to run across them 3 or 4 times a day, and a lot of people just won't do it. They won't do it. Well, today is one of the biggest days with this houseboat. Probably the first big day is when you buy it from somebody. They bought it from an old retired man that never used it and can't really use it, but had it in his mind that he wanted to, so he kept it for way longer than he should. But they have done everything that they are going to do on land, which is, you know, paint. In reality, all you got to do is do the pontoons, and the rest you can do on the water for the most part. But they've done all the underbody work. They've replaced all the metal, all that metal. The blue metal you're seeing is all new, right? The black paint, the white roof, all new. And today they're going to launch it. Now, when I launched my 3 houseboats, it was the most energetic, exciting, scary day of ever, because you built it. Mine I built, and I thought if I put it in, it might just flip over. You just have that thought that it might happen. This was in the water already. It was built by someone else. They haven't done anything on the interior, so you're not going to see. It's just going to sit just like it did before. So there's no nervousness in that. I think where they're nervous, and probably the main reason I'm saying this, is because both Ricky and Willie are like, you got to bring your dinghy to the launch in case our motor doesn't work. They have a used motor. It's new to them. 88 horsepower, 2-cycle. So they're a little worried. They've run it, but they're a little worried that that's not going to work out perfect. So I'm going to bring my dinghy. The other thing is, this launch over here is very steep. So a lot of people, when they have a big boat, they don't launch here. So we're going to actually drive about a mile down the road and launch at, it's Roberts Creek, but a lot of people call it Taylor's Launch. And that's where I'm going to meet them with the houseboat. They're going to take the houseboat, and I'm going to bring the dinghy. And then we'll drive it back to their dock. And then what's really cool is I got them a house battery and a charger to set up.
That make good sense. Yeah, y'all can see how this little thing runs.
I'm already excited.
The one on. Where's your choke at on the other side?
5,500.
Start.
Yeah, then pull it. Is it on?
Yeah, hit on.
I did it. Yeah, push it back in. Only thing it needs is a choke.
That was propane.
6. With that hammer.
I'm stuck on them. I got
That hammer bang around it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, to hit the tongue. See, in Tennessee, trucks last generations, so a lot of them don't have backup cameras.
Hey! Now that little, there you go.
That's Willie behind the truck, and that's Ricky in the truck. Along this entire location, about every 3 to 5 miles, there is a public launch point. At that public launch area, there's typically a neighborhood where houses build on left and right of that ramp. Boy, I would really kind of enjoy if those clouds would just let loose. At least a little bit of rain right now would feel good. Feel like temperature right now in Waverly, Tennessee is 102 degrees, and there is no wind. And we are waiting to launch this houseboat after it's remodeled. They have the front and back doors open. Trying to get some air in the cab on the way down here. That is a pretty big hill. My boat is 26 feet long and 8.5 feet wide. These boats were made in 1983. They are 10 feet wide and 31 feet long. Both of the boats we're going to look at today are that size. So they are 310 square feet. Well, the trailer is good. It's not scraping. For such a long thing, that sometimes happens. Yeah, look at this. Almost right there. But no, it made it. One of the bad parts about knowing a bunch of people who work in construction is that they know how to back their boats in. There's no drama. We might scrape right here. No, look at that. It's just right. They probably want to get out and check everything. Here, that's a good looking houseboat. There's no, it's just sitting on that trailer. There's never been any ropes or anything. The thing weighs a lot.
It's okay, we ain't stopping. Angle the ass that way. There you go. Mine right now.
The water was above the tree when they took it out, so the water's a lot lower now. We got a good angle on it. The back should lift up. Okay, it's lifted. Keep going, Ricky. Okay, you're good. Stop, Ricky. It is floating. You're good to pull out. I mention this all the time. Getting gratification from the good fortune of others is one of the most powerful emotions that you can find. These two gentlemen are so excited about this thing working, and to be around it is awesome. He's dancing out good. Okay, so this is where it starts to actually get very nostalgic and interesting, because we're going back to the marina. And this is actually the boat that's been parked in front of my dock for the last 5 years, 5 or 6 years now. Except it's running. So they're gonna go park right in front of where my sailboat and my houseboat were parked before. Oh, there goes the motor. That's not good. One of the things they're doing is not using the old fuel cell, and the new fuel cell doesn't match with the motor hookup, so we actually had to cut the line. So we kind of rigged up a fuel source, and it keeps choking out on us. And of course, here's a barge coming through. It's not floored right now, but it is cruising. I should check on Navionics. I'll see how fast it's going. But we are cruising. I side tied my dinghy. And then Willie's working the motor in the back like Scotty from Star Trek. And I'm just getting us there. Alright, we got it to the marina. We're almost in the dock too, so. It was exciting. So basically we don't have the right fittings to hook up to any of the fuel tanks. So we basically just cut an end and stuck it in the tank, and we've been trying to maintain fuel in the line the whole time, which has worked well and not worked well depending on what we're doing. But man, the thing cruises, and I have to say it is big. I could absolutely say that my dog and cat would love that front deck. It's like 10 foot by 10 foot. It's huge as far as, it's just 10 foot wide, so that makes such a difference. And Ricky's here to catch him. So this is the other one that they own. And it's just, look how cool these are on the inside. But in reality, I'll show you the wall on the other one. It is simply a 1x1 or a 2x1. Look how cool that looks. And then foam, and then paneling, foam, and paneling. So you could run right through it if you wanted to. So look, this is the one we just brought. And let's see how it's 2x1 paneling. Paneling, 2x1 paneling with foam in the middle. So you could really, if you right through. As I mentioned previously in the video, Vatrer is our sponsor for today. I sent them an email saying I got 2 guys that are building a really cool houseboat. Do you want to be part of the project? And they jumped on board. Their representative Jackie sent me out a 300 amp hour lithium battery, 12.8 volts. Basically, this thing's got 3,840 watt hours. 200 amps charging, 200 amps going out. Plus, you're going to see in a second, they sent me a 70 amp charger. So this thing will charge from this dock, and they'll be able to take it out for weeks on end, over and over. Plus, not only that, they have the generator where they can charge it if they want to stay out for like a month. Great battery. If you take a houseboat and you park on Kentucky Lake, you will see a snake once a month. The moment you come into the backwaters where there no people are, you're going to see them this month. Without a doubt, you are looking at an animal that is cannibalizing its own species. It is not only eating another snake, it seems like that other snake is not that much smaller. I will also say that look at how the coat is completely dry. It takes them a good 20 to 30, maybe even 40 minutes to be completely dry, especially in the shade like this. So he's been out of the water for a while eating the snake before I got back here. Yeah, and it's just 2 cottonmouths got in the pinch point right along the pontoon here. Once you get in there, you can't go underneath the pontoon, so they're going to fight it out, or they're going to get through there and not see each other, one or the other. And that's what happened. Just after eating, I see them do this, wiping their face on the ground every single time, whether it's a fish, another snake, whatever, a crayfish. They just, I don't know if it's their face itches from stretching, or it's the venom. I don't know, but they do it, all of them. So he's kind of heading off towards where I tie my rope. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him. He's not gonna have to eat for like probably the better part of a month. So I'm almost embarrassed to say I was worried that the one that got ate this morning was my little guy that always shows up right here. I don't know, I was kind of worried about it, but then I was like, there's no way, the tail is too big on the other one. But look at this. So this is the third cottonmouth in one day. And you notice how, you see how he can walk without slurming back and forth by just moving his ribs? He just did that. That's a rare thing that some snakes do. Not all of them do it. You can also tell that the difference in the color in the coat from coming out of the water and being wet. You see how you can see the two difference in the colors? The two colors that are on it? But you can't when they're dry. They look like just a brown or a black snake. It's so weird that I'm happy that he's still alive. I was worried that he was the one that got ate this morning. But look how little he is. I mean, he's only like a foot long. He's still got an attitude. You come near him, he'll show his fangs. They all have an attitude. All right, little man, you do your thing. So my guess is because of the way the pontoon is along the shore here, you can't, the snakes, once they enter into this little zone and they're going through, see there's one right there. That's just a water snake though. Once they're in this zone right here, they can't get underneath my pontoon, so they're trapped in the ditch, and if there's two in there, one's going to eat the other one. So it's kind of a dangerous place to be. Looks more like a worm than a snake. Now, I know that this is overkill, but I'm just trying to prove a point. Same day. Very different size. And he hasn't had anything to eat. He's looking for something to eat. Yeah. So if we count them all, there was one eating one, there was a small one, and now here's a big one, and then there was 3 water snakes in the middle. So 4 venomous snakes in my front yard in one day. Just saying, you know. Everybody wants to live out in the wilderness till they get to know the neighbors. Pretty much. So now, interestingly, he decided I'm going to go my direction. Like, I'm moving around a bit. See this? Well, you don't see it. See it? And now look at him. That's the behavior right there cannot be mistaken. No other snake does that. Only venomous snakes do this kind of crap. Everything else would have turned around and ran away immediately. Yeah, it just doesn't, you know. And then it's not making any noise, so if I wasn't paying attention or if it was dark, but then it's not an unreasonable creature. Look at it. You see what I mean? It's not chasing me. He's a big guy though. It's this area right in here. It's a pinch point. Once you're in this little spot, you can't go under the pontoons. Wouldn't that be crazy if you just got back up onto the boat and laid down? They don't do that though. They seem to not really like the pontoons. This is the second large cottonmouth going towards my tree where I tie everything. So I believe I'm going to leave that rope alone for a couple of days. See how he's going the same direction? Oh man. And you can definitely tell that that wasn't the one we were videoing earlier because it didn't digest that whole snake by now. Right? In springtime, the water is up by that gas can, actually past that gas can by that tree, and the boat sits up about 7 feet higher in the water. As we go into fall, the water gets lowered down to winter pooling, and right now I think it might be low enough that we can start staying on islands. The islands around here have an impenetrable forest, and when the water's up high you can't go on the island at all. When the water drops down, they start to have this beach of about 5 to 10 feet, and in winter that becomes sometimes 20 to 100 feet of beach. We're gonna go check and see what the beach is like on some of the islands in the backwaters over here. In the middle of May, they start to build up the water, and they get it to be 3 to 5 feet higher than the normal water levels in this area, just for recreation. Around the middle of August, they start to bring it back down. It'll be down to winter pooling level in November. They do it slowly, but essentially this area is mainly set up for migrating birds and wildlife. It is not made for water skiing and that kind of thing. But every summer, for about 90 days, 100 days, they set everything up for people to use it. This is mainly done during non-migration periods and time frames where the animals aren't actually using the waterways.